Hockey town, going down to hockey town, whoa, whoa. Hockey town, take me down to hockey town, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hello, hockey fans. The Minnesota Hockey Connection is on the air. We're on the air for the next half hour. I'm Kenny Gallagher along with Jerry Burrow. And Jerry, here we go. The ice is good ice. Let's get skating.
I tell you, I mean, well, the big series up here in Duluth this weekend was the Minnesota Gophers, the big school, coming up and playing the little school. They played a home and home. So Friday they were down at Mariucci. Well, it's called 3M Arena at Mariucci now.
I saw they're finally getting some people in the stands there.
Well, they got up probably about 8,000. They still
Yeah.
can't fill that thing up.
What's going on with that?
Well, a lot of problems. First of all, Don Lucia was the coach there, and I think, my opinion, they should have gotten him out of there a long time before he left. And because every time I walk down the stairs with the students and the fans, you can hear bad sayings about Don Lucia.
Okay, so people...
Because they were losing and that to
All right.
teams they shouldn't lose, and getting the best players in Minnesota year in and year out, and they still do. They still get on paper. It is the best team in Minnesota.
What about the corporate money that's in there buying
Okay,
up,
then they went to seat charge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
First of all, they were the highest ticket in college hockey before they did that.
Yeah.
So people complaining not getting their money's worth, not winning, like they used to. So now they charging $300 to $500 on seats for the year, plus your regular season ticket money.
That's sickening.
So they
It
were,
really is.
so they were getting like $55 a ticket
Wow.
for the big games and $45
Yeah.
for the. That's just crazy.
But is it still a problem where 3M and those big companies buy blocks and
Right.
they don't have anybody there to go?
Yep. And then
Oh, but
I think
wait,
the killer.
there's more.
I think this was the killer.
Yeah.
They went to the Big Ten.
Yeah.
WCHA was the most entertaining league.
Yeah. Well, they lost those natural rivalries.
Yeah.
Especially with the UMD and St. Cloud and Mankato and Bemidji.
It was it was fun. And then when they got the WCHA Final Five,
Yeah.
you couldn't get a ticket for that.
Yeah.
They was playing at the XL.
And that really hasn't rebounded.
No, but the NCHC it's a great league.
Oh, yeah. We'll
they
talk
did.
more about the rankings here and stuff. But real quickly, St. Thomas is in the Division One. How are they doing?
They just won their first game.
Against
Ferris State
Ferris State.
out in Michigan.
Yeah. Okay.
They're in Frozen Four about 6-7 years ago.
I think they're the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
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 So they got their first win. Okay. Well, how
Yeah.
are things going? Who's the coaching? Who's the coach here?
The old Miami of Ohio.
Okay.
Blasey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He won a Frozen Four, and
Yeah.
he's gotten them to the Frozen Four a couple times there.
Okay.
So
Well, I know some of those games that they played were pretty lopsided. Now, granted, they were playing St. Cloud in some of those games.
right.
How good is St. Cloud, number one?
Well, I'll tell you what. Minnesota State, St. Cloud, and UMD play the same kind of game where they pressure the puck. Pressure the puck. I mean, there's just no room out there. And I think these three are three legit teams. If they can stay healthy, it wouldn't surprise me they get back to the Frozen Four again.
St. Cloud, UMD, Mankato,
Right.
Minnesota State.
Yep.
Okay.
I love those three teams. They just play
All right.
hard hockey all the time, and it's
Yeah.
entertaining. They got some kids that can put the puck in. I mean, they're physical.
Well, St. Cloud, number one in the coaches poll, number four in pairwise.
Yeah, they beat Wisconsin this past weekend, both games.
So how does Western Michigan end up 13 in the coaches poll, number one in pairwise?
I don't know.
I guess we can even go further. How does Boston College get number 9 in the
USCHO,
coaches poll, but 29
Right.
in pairwise?
Well, look at the Gophers.
7 in coaches poll, 23 in pairwise.
And truthfully, I think Minnesota
It's crazy.
right now should be right in the middle there. I think they should be like 12, 13.
Minnesota.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they didn't show anything again against the. They can't beat these other Minnesota D1 colleges right now.
Well, Quinnipiac, number 5, they beat North Dakota. Did they
Right.
sweep them over the weekend?
No, I think
Okay.
it was a split.
Okay.
Well, wait a minute. I think what happened is that Quinnipiac, they only played one game. They had like they switched
Okay.
off teams. I
All
think
right.
Denver was out there too. And Denver lost both games to the two, I think it was Northeastern.
Well, let's look at the top 10 here. St. Cloud, number 1.
Right.
That's legit.
Right,
No questions.
right.
Number 2, Michigan.
Michigan, Western Michigan beat them 5-1 Friday night. Everyone thought, whoa, that opened a lot of eyes on, hey, this Western Michigan.
Is that how
team
Western Michigan, even though ranked 13th in coaches, gets number 1 in pairwise?
Probably beating number one team.
That's odd.
Yeah, it's still odd. Not to go that far. I mean, I can see them up higher because they beat a number one team, but not number one.
Minnesota State, number 3.
Yep. They didn't play all weekend, so they went down one.
All right. UMD, 4.
Yep. I'd say that right. It's about right.
And number 5, Quinnipiac. Good team.
Yep. There's a few good teams. Boston College, Quinnipiac, Northeastern, UMass, and UMass Lowell. It's a really good team too now. They've been
Okay.
playing good.
No,
Sorry
is that
about
the
the
team
city.
that won the national championship last year?
No, that's the regular UMass,
Okay.
University of Massachusetts.
They're confusing me.
But look at, just to show you how strong,
Where's UMass?
where did I got them?
They're off the charts.
Yeah, I don't even see them.
All right.
Did they forget them? Yeah, I don't even see them.
So they're not in the top 20.
Wow. Yeah, they lost the opening weekend, I know. But look at this. NCHC, you got St. Cloud number 1. You got UMD number 4. You got North Dakota number 6. You got Omaha. See, that's another, a lot of people,
Oh.
they're a good team.
Turning it around
Yes.
finally.
Yes. Denver number 11.
5.
Western Michigan number 6. So 6 of the first 13 teams. How strong of a league is that?
NCHC.
Yeah. And then the Colorado College is going to get better and better. They just opened up their new stadium this year.
Oh.
And they got a new coach and everything. So they're going to be a team to look at down the line because they'll get better recruiting now with that new stadium.
Yeah, yeah.
So, hey, it's a strong league. I'm just wondering if there's going to be any expansion because all these new teams are coming in now.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
KDAL, your home for Bulldog hockey. Bruce Siskey reported after the win over Minnesota, the sweep on Saturday night, that in the last 14 games versus Minnesota, UMD is 12-1-1.
Yeah.
Domination.
I think we're talking about that. Someone said that after Saturday's game, we've won 13 out of the last 17 against the Gophers.
The Gophers have a good hockey team.
On paper, I would put them better than any other team in Minnesota.
But you get these matchups and things, and sometimes records don't matter.
Well, a lot of these kids say, hey, why didn't you recruit me? They got a little extra to show.
Okay.
I think a lot has to do with that. And all these, like St. Cloud and Duluth, when they play Minnesota, there's going to be 30 Minnesota high school players that are playing against each other,
Yeah.
you know? So they know each other in that too.
So Minnesota, or rather UMD, is off this weekend. They're going to be back. When do they come back? The 5th of November, I think,
Yeah.
against Western Michigan.
I think they're at Western.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kalamazoo.
Oh, that's going to be a tough series.
And
And there's another interesting matchup. That matchup, UMD and Western Michigan, throw the records out of the
right.
window.
UMD had a hard time with them
Yeah.
the last couple of years.
Yep, no doubt.
And Western Michigan wasn't that good either.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show you that program's picking up.
Where does St. Cloud? What's their next matchup?
I'm not sure on that, but I know Notre Dame's coming into Minneapolis to play the Gophers. So that could be a good matchup.
Okay.
And Notre Dame always has a few Minnesota kids.
Okay.
So I'll probably go down and see them. So, hey, college hockey started out the year strong because a lot of big matchups in the top five. One playing two, I mean, it's crazy.
Well, what are some of the issues or some of the news in college hockey? I know you've got a lot of stuff there on it.
Like some of the news,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the NCHC is dominating right now in college hockey, and the Big Ten is trying. They got, everyone says Michigan and Minnesota are going to be two teams that probably might get to should get to the Frozen Four, but who knows? I like these NCHC teams the way they play. They can pressure the puck and keep the game low scoring, but back east, not being there and just seeing what's the scores and that, you don't know too much until you see these teams,
Yeah.
So it's hard.
So overall, St. Cloud State 6-2. They play next at Colorado College on November 5th.
Okay, league starts. Yeah, all the league games start. So
What happens in that matchup, Jer, at Colorado College? An improved Colorado College
right,
Tigers.
who knows? It's a new stadium, and they're filling the stands because it's a new stadium. It's a smaller stadium than they used to play in. They used to play in the World Arena there, right down the block. Now it's on. I think this one's on campus. So.
And then that follows up. St. Cloud State will play Omaha, Nebraska. And then they'll play Western Michigan, North Dakota. When do we play? We get into January 7th when the Bulldogs and St. Cloud meet up.
Right, and then we got, I think, usually right around the state tournament, boys state high school tournament, they play up in Duluth all the time, it seems like.
Yeah.
So
again, the Bulldogs are off until that matchup against Western Michigan. Yeah.
yeah, and then we got the ladies, Wisconsin.
The ladies.
Yeah.
I like it.
Wisconsin's number one. They won the championship again last year.
Yeah.
And funny thing about this team, just to show you how good they are, they're missing about 4 or 5 players that are out on Olympic teams.
Huh.
And so they're coming in with a short bench.
Okay.
And they're still beating all these teams So Wisconsin's the real deal. Ohio State has a Minnesota native that's been coaching there. I forget her name now at the time, but Ohio State's the real deal too. I think the Gophers and UMD are a little down to me. I've watched both of them already. So usually Minnesota has a lot more scoring and I don't know. Just watching them doesn't seem like they're the same team either. Mm-hmm. So who knows? And I don't know the Eastern teams at all. So Boston College, and it's always been up there, and Colgate's been the real deal the last 5 years. Yeah. I think they won at least once. They might have won twice the championship.
So UMD roster real quickly, the man rather, Biondi, he's
picking it up.
big time.
See what happens with these kids that come right out of high school. 90% of the time, they're not strong enough. They're not strong enough. And another thing with Biondi, he played at Hermantown. So he had D that can protect him where he can go in and just do offense.
Yeah.
He wasn't a two-way player at all in high school. Most of these kids are offensive. And he was a Mr. Hockey for Minnesota. And he was just offense. In that first year, he had a lot of learning to do too. And he wasn't strong enough. You can tell he's a lot stronger, and he has a nice shot, and he's going to get some goals. And he's playing a lot smarter, and he's going both ways. I mean, he's playing 2 ways, and that helps a lot. And now, first year, I didn't think he was the real deal. He's the real deal now.
Yep.
So I like him.
He's almost turned into kind of a leader on this team to some degree.
Right. They got a lot of Hermantown kids on there.
Yeah.
They got Goltz, they got Jocks, they got... who's the other one? Oh, they got Pierce coming in.
Yeah.
He's playing juniors. Yep. So, and they got some other ones.
Well, Zam's right around the corner.
He's junior this year.
Yeah.
So, and plus they have another kid. Was it Hanson or Carlson? That's coming in too from Hermantown. So, That's their recruiting grounds.
Okay, all right. Minnesota Wild started out their season strong, 4-0. They played Nashville and lost 5-2, so the winning streak came to an end. We thought it would go till the end of the season, but apparently not, huh?
People are funny.
Okay.
They think this team, they win 4 and 3 of them are in overtime, and these aren't the best teams in pro hockey. I mean, Anaheim, LA Kings, they were lower end last year, and
Yeah.
Nashville was a pretty decent team, and Winnipeg was basically, to me, a 500 team. But there's a good rivalry now, but they got to open these borders where the fans can get in and easier than that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, 3 out of the 4 games that they won were overtime games.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, the Wild got lucky in 2 of them, real lucky.
We're taping this on Tuesday, October 26th. The Wild will play tonight at Vancouver, and then the Wild will return, or rather scoot down to Seattle
Wow, the new team.
to play the Kraken on Thursday, and then they scoot over to Colorado to play the Avalanche on Saturday. Tough schedule there. I mean, the Kraken, new team.
New team, yeah.
Better be able to handle them.
The fans love this team.
But we'll see what happens.
Colorado's the real deal. I think they're one of my picks for
Yeah,
championship.
yeah.
I got about 4 teams I really like. And Colorado's about the only team in the West I like.
Well, is Tampa Bay
Tampa
poised
Bay.
to
Tampa Bay, but Florida is a nice team. Carolina I like.
Well, I'll tell you
New
who's-
York Islanders, I think, too, can
Yeah.
surprise people.
Well, I don't know. You know, it's early on, but Detroit so far has really started to play good. Finally, after
Right.
a
They've
few
been down.
years of,
They've been down, yeah.
and so Detroit is playing well.
Yep. So, I don't know. Just starting. You know, it's a long season when you play 82 games. And
Yeah, yeah.
So-
There's a long way to go.
right.
And the
And
Wild.
it's funny, it's Olympic year, so there's not too many. They get almost a month off in February. Let's see. Let's go to February here. Because I think the Olympics will get them out of there. Yeah, see? There's only, they play away 3 games. So there's only,
Oh, you got this Olympic break here.
yeah,
Ugh.
but they just don't 3 games in
Ugh.
1 month. So that'll take a good break. So, I mean, if you have any injuries that'll help a lot of teams in that break. But it's a long season.
Yeah.
And hockey is it's hard to go through a season not getting some bruises and some.
Boy, I'll tell you, the thing that's really surprised me is Chicago's slow start. You know, they get Andre Fleury as a goaltender there, and hasn't worked out so well for him so far.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, goaltending is getting tougher and tougher. Some of these kids, young kids, they can move that puck and they can shoot that puck. So, hey, I don't know. And we're just talking about the other day, back in the old days when Gump Worsley and some of these goalies never wore a mask and that.
Yeah, and Gumper used to have a cigarette during intermission. He'd go in the locker room and have a smoke.
They just made a comment, funny comment, that he went in there when he got hit by a puck by a slap shot and he's down on the ice and that. He says he went in the period and had a cigarette and had a Budweiser and he came back
Bud.
out.
Oh, should be drinking Hams or Grain Belt in Minnesota.
Old Gump. But just think of like Bobby Hall, he used to shoot that puck close to 100 miles an hour back then.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
a wood stick.
Yeah. So there was some controversy. There was some thought that originally the Winnipeg Jets were named the Jets because they signed Bobby Hull, the Golden Jet, away from Chicago, and that was big news back. When the
World Hockey League.
WHA began,
Right.
and Winnipeg had that franchise. But it turns out that the owner of the original Winnipeg Jets was a big New York Jets fan, and so he used that name. And yeah,
Did that team come from the Atlanta?
well, not originally.
I mean, not the world, but
They were Winnipeg. Winnipeg folded, or they
right,
moved
the
to
World
Phoenix.
Hockey League folded.
They moved to Phoenix. That's how
Okay.
Phoenix got that franchise from Winnipeg.
Okay.
And then when Atlanta got a franchise, we knew that wasn't going to last again because the original Atlanta Flames
Right.
went to Calgary.
All right.
And then that second go around of Atlanta, the Thrashers, that's the team that Winnipeg became. Kind of confusing. All
That's
of
when
them
they had
bouncing
the lady goaltender played a game, right, for Atlanta?
Not in a regular season game. That was a preseason game.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it was Tampa that holds that distinction.
Really?
But, yeah.
Oh, I was looking at last week. We're talking about all these first round draft picks, and I was down at the Elite League, the high school Elite League in Minnesota, and Shattuck. From the third week on, they play every week, so they got their prep team that plays them. And it's very good, but young. The leading scorer, even though they missed the first 2 weeks, so they missed six games. Leading scorer is a 15-year-old from Shattuck in the league.
Whoa.
Yeah,
15-year-old?
Yeah, Iserman.
Where's
He's
he
got
from?
18 goals. I think they're all these people I'm going to name are from California, Redondo Beach, Manhattan, Southern California.
Unreal.
But there's a kid on Michigan, Brendan Brisson, and he's number 19, and he was God, I'm not sure if I think he was a first rounder, but I might be wrong on that. But he's on the team. He was a draft pick.
Oh, the
Michigan. He plays for Michigan.
drafted by Las Vegas,
Yeah,
the Golden Knights.
yeah. So he has a little brother.
Yeah.
That's on the Shattuck team too.
Yeah.
And he's 16, just turned 16 a couple months ago.
Well, Shattuck is a prep
and
school.
and the other
What-
school, the other kid, he's another 15-year-old. These are the top players on this team. They're 15-year-old kids.
Well, this is a school where Mason Crosby.
Oh yeah, Sydney.
Sidney Crosby played. Zach Parisi played
Right.
there. What is the age limit on this
18.
team?
That's a high school
Okay, well, how's a 15-year-old playing there?
because they're so good. Crosby only played his sophomore year there.
Okay.
And then
How good is this team right now?
Well, with these three young kids,
Yeah.
the three youngest ones on the team
Yeah.
are the best players on the team.
Could those teams, those Shattuck teams, even going back a ways, compete with some college teams?
I don't think, no, they're not strong enough.
Yeah.
No way.
Okay.
But the development team can. The U18, I mean the U18.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, up in Ann Arbor. And that's where I've heard two of these kids are going to go next year to the development team.
Yeah.
So we got some
Wow.
young kids that, I mean, it's crazy how good they are. I mean, 15 years old.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
that's exciting though, to see young kids and USA players and that. So developed and that. So
You know, it's interesting to see the way that Division I hockey is really growing with St. Thomas and Augustana. Now, they're not going to start this year, are they? Augustana in
No.
South Dakota?
no, they got I think it's 2 years from now.
You know, Arizona's been going now for a while.
Right, they
and-
got their new stadium now.
Oh, okay.
Yep, they got all these places are going to have money,
Yeah.
from big time money.
Yeah.
And I heard that St. Thomas, just a rumor. I don't know if you know the Twin Cities a little bit, but you remember where the Ford plant was down on Ford Drive and
Sure.
right below Highland Park there?
Sure.
That's where they're thinking right now. And they
They're going to move their campus to?
just thought they build the hockey rink.
Oh.
That's
Well, they're
right
not
down
that
the
far
block.
from there.
No, yeah, it's right up the
Okay.
hill.
All right.
Off Cleveland and that. So, what's funny, four of the biggest contractors in the state of Minnesota all went to St. Thomas. The one doing the Essentia, he's one of them.
Kraus Anderson, I think, is.
McGaw.
Oh, yeah.
But four of the
Yeah.
five biggest ones. So these are
Ah,
probably, some of them are billionaires.
Fortune 500, I don't know.
Yeah, they're big.
Okay.
They do a lot of work all over. So they're going to get the money from these guys just to build the stadium.
Here's the money, build it.
Yeah, here's some. Let me go in my
Yeah.
pocket.
Okay.
So
Are you pitching it any?
I'm not going to give them anything.
Okay, good.
I'm sticking with the high school and trying to
All
keep
right.
that going.
Okay.
But going back to the Elite League. So we talked about these young kids at Shattuck and that. And then one's leading the league in goal scoring already, 15 years old.
Jeez.
But what I noticed the Elite League's been going on for 20 years. And it was started by John Russo. His son is assistant coach for many years at Benil. But John has done a lot for hockey. And him and Herb Brooks were ready to start this league just to get more games for high school players because they only play. That's why a lot of kids leave and play AAA because they can play 60 games this way.
Yeah.
Well, otherwise you're getting 25 games, and then your tournament or 22 games it was.
Okay.
So they started this league 20 years ago, and for the last 20 years I've been watching this and seeing all the 80% of the best high school players in the state for the beginning of the before the high school season starts. And I've been watching this, and I vote for Mr. Hockey. This is the first year in the 20 years I can't find 10 kids I can put on the list right now.
Oh, come on.
No, I cannot. The junior class is better than the senior class.
Well, is this the time you're picking? I mean, the season.
No, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I can have 15, 20 kids already.
At this point.
Yes,
Oh, really?
yes. I can.
And you can't pick 10.
I can't get 10.
Can you
even
pick
put-
one?
I can pick about 3.
Okay. Well, we're getting somewhere then.
But
Well, so what are you saying? What
so
does
I'm
this
going to have to
mean?
wait until the high school season starts and
Yeah.
see how some of these teams do.
All right.
So it's just kind of crazy. And another thing, my thoughts and prayers and the Minnesota Hockey Connection thoughts and prayers. He always liked us coming down there and filming some interviews with the Elite League and that. But John Russo's having some health problems, and I hope he can recover and
Good.
keep on doing his hockey stuff.
All right. Well, we got to wrap things up here, Jerry. Another week of Minnesota Hockey Connection is in the can, so to speak. Any final thoughts?
Well, it's getting the captain's practices for high school, and in 3 weeks
Good.
is first day of practice, November 15th, Monday.
Awesome.
It'll be the first day of practice, and
Is there still a frenzy that they used to have at the arena? Is that still
I don't
a thing?
think they're going to do that
Okay.
anymore.
All right.
I'm not sure,
Okay.
but we'll wait and see.
All
We'll
right.
get more information, but hey, we'll get some high school hockey and get the rinks, the fans come back in this year. Because of COVID, that was a little
Yeah.
slow the last couple of years.
Well, good. We're glad you were able to join us for this half hour. Minnesota Hockey Connection. Find us online at minnesotahockeyconnection.com. Look for us on Facebook and like us there. We want to thank the staff at PACT-TV, where this is produced in downtown Duluth. And we'll be back here next week to drop the puck.
Okay, see you at the rink.